Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to create a basic Hello World program in C#. This is just going to be on console applications, so if you just open up Visual Studio, I'm using Community 2015. It doesn't really matter which one you use as long as you can find your way on C# and console application. The location you want to save it in is just wherever you save it. I usually save it in here, and I'll just call the project Hello World Tutorial. You can do whatever you want here. I usually don't click create directory for solution because it will create a folder. So just double click the console application once you fill in the location and the name. It'll take a second to load. And once it does load, you will be left with this screen. If this is the first time you've ever installed or run Visual Studio, you won't have these line numbers. You can enable them in the settings. I just personally find it easier. It's easier to debug. Now I won't go on to explain too much about what all this is because that will be later videos just before the multiplayer first person shooter. What you need to know is all the code that we write for this tutorial is inside the brackets from static void main string args. Just for the really keen people, this is usually command line parameters that you could put onto the program because it is a console application, so it would be expected to run from command prompt, and then command prompt you can give it parameters which would be stored in this array variable here, and we'll go on to variables later on in this video. So first what you want to do is you want to write console, and it shows up on the IntelliSense, and as you can see on the it represents standard input, output and error streams for console applications, and it can't be inherited. Inherited is something we'll talk about later on. As you can see, it's on the class system, and we've got using system up here. So press tab, then dot, and we want write line, which will write the current line terminator to the standard output stream, which is the console application. So console.writeLine, you want to open up two speech marks, and let's just write hello world. You can write whatever you want in here, and now the really important part, you want to put a semicolon at the end. Then underneath that you just want to do console.readLine, two curly brackets and a semicolon. The console.readLine isn't essential, we've just included it on the project because it will keep it open. I'll show you the difference in a second. So let's just, you can either press start to compile your program, or you can hit F5. Personally I prefer keyboard shortcuts. In work we're mainly emphasised on using keyboard shortcuts because it increases your productivity and it's quicker. Obviously it's not quicker when I'm sitting here explaining why we should hit F5, but just go ahead and press F5, or you can press the start if you want, but I'll just hit F5 because it's easier. So that is the program compiling, and the output you'll start to see what it's doing. Then you'll get a command prompt up and it will say, as you can see, hello world. If you've got Visual Studio Community 2015, you'll get this diagnostics tool telling you how much memory and stuff your program's using, how much CPU it's using. So if you just go ahead and press Shift F5, oh, why is it not on? Oh, you need to click in Visual Studio and then press it. Or you could have done Alt Tab in Visual Studio and then Shift F5, keeping it in the keyboard. Now if we didn't have console.readLine on, so I'll take this line out, I'll hit start. See, it says hello world very slow. I'll show you that in slow motion, but then it disappears. So we want to keep console.readLine on, which now brings me on to my next part. So thanks for watching everyone. I'll see you in part 2 where we discuss comments. Thanks for watching, goodbye.